Hello and welcome to this edition of Assignment Asia. I'm Stephanie Freed. When Zaatari refugee camp opened up in 2012, only a few hundred Syrians fleeing the warring back home sought refuge here. Now, nearly 4 years later, more than 80,000 people live here. This is one of the world's biggest refugee camps. With no end to the conflict in Syria in sight, the Jordanian government and aid agencies are transforming this camp into a permanent dwelling. And while the refugees appreciate the infrastructural changes, they insist we are not here to stay.
The future of the Syrian population is very unclear. People are worried about what is happening in Syria, and that has a huge impact on the Syrian population. The Syrians have always been very hopeful that the war will end and they will return. I feel that as time passes by, there's desperation over what the future of Syria will look like.
That uncertainty is prompting change. Last winter's worn-out tents are being replaced by prefabs.
هاي هون دارنا، هاي غرفتي يعني ومرتي، هاي غرفة أبوي والأولاد وأمي، وهاي هون المطبخ والحمام. هاي المي هون اجت صار لها شهر ونص مدينا نبريش وصارت تيجي المي، الحمد لله صارت تيجي المي تمام. الحنفية على الدار مي بس يعبوا الخزان بتيجي نظامية، والكهرباء بتيجي الساعة 3 الحمد لله بتنطفي الساعة 3 بالليل.
فرن غاز نطبخ بيه اللي بدنا اياه، صواني، دجاج، تحمر، فرن عادي نظامي مثل سوريا. الحمد لله هون ما قصر علينا شيء، الحمد لله رب العالمين.
يعني قاعدين هون مثل اعتبار عن السجن، ولا بنطلع ولا بنعمل ولا في شغل. قاعدين بعطونا صراف بالشهر 200 دينار، 15 يوم 20 يوم بخلصن.
15-year-old Mohammed describes camp existence as living death. A few months ago, he tried to sneak back into Syria. He was caught and returned to the camp.
احنا قريب من بلدنا بلدنا.
والله الحرب بجبر الواحد يظل غايب. انجبرنا خلص انجبرنا. نظل قاعدين. الله أكبر الله
أكبر. A dozen mosques have been built. An established internal economy seemingly thrives, but it is synthetic. Camp residents live on aid. Sprucing up caravans may brighten exteriors, but all the colorful paint cannot conceal the fact that this is a fenced-in camp where movement is tightly controlled.
You might see the prefabs, the water network, the sewage network, and the electricity network and the roads as signs of a certain permanence. But for us, that is not the case. We, as UNHCR, are very clear that the camp is temporary. We would want to close the camp yesterday. We would close the camp when refugees return and there's peace in Syria. So the existence of the camp relies on whether we have peace in Syria or not.
Holding on to hopes of returning home, refugees do not entertain the idea of permanence.
يعني الحمد لله مش يعني سيء كثير، يعني الشيء الأولاد والزلمة يعني قاعدين بلا شغل، يعني هذا اللي بنعاني منه.
يعني صحيح عندهم نقص صونة، بس النقص بظل أشوى يوم الطيارة تمر هاي تضرب عليهم برميل متفجر. يعني عندنا شعور إنه نرجع لأول يوم لبكرة بعد 100 سنة، يعني لازم نرجع.
Camp refugees are living in limbo, unemployed, understimulated, listless and bored. Some turn to violence, drugs, and crime. Others, however, tap into their inner resourcefulness. When we come back, we'll meet Syrians who have set up businesses inside the camp, and one champion wrestler who is giving the younger generation a message. Hang on to your hopes and dreams. Time. The more than 80,000 refugees living at Zaatari camp, half of them children, have an abundance of it. Boredom and depression fill the void, and an endless number of questions and a sense of futility cloud any visions of the future. But some are making the most of their time, tapping into their inner resourcefulness. These are the people who are trying to make camp life more livable.
لما هو بجد يعني عندي قناعة بالحياة إنه بهاي الفترة الشاب بكون مثل التربة، شو ما بتزرعه راح تحصد بعد فترة.
Former Arab Wrestling League champ Mohammed Al-Krad has coached tens of thousands of young refugees in his 4 years at Zaatari.
فتخيلي انه تعرض لضغوط وتعرض لصدمات كثيره من خلال الحرب اللي شافها، واللي خسر اهله واللي خسر بيته، وبيكفي انه اجى لهون لاجئ واختلف مثلا مكان بيته، متعلم مثلا يكون عايش بمكان، اجى لمكان اختلفت الرفقه، اختلف كل شيء محيط حواليه، فتخيل فتشوف الخربطه النفسيه اللي صارت بحياته، فكله بياثر عليه نفسيا، فهو بحاجه الدعم النفسي بهذا الوقت. هنا شباب لفوق. فإذا ما قدرت أنت تقدم له مثل ما بقولوا الحماية والأمان وتشعره بالطمأنينة وتخفف له الصدمة عنده، فمعناته ما نجا من مخلفات الحرب، فيمكن يكون مصيره مأساوي، يؤدي إلى مثلا أحيانا إنه تفكير من مشاجرات وهيك شغلة إنه يؤدي إلى قتل أو يؤدي مثلا هو للتفكير بالانتحار. عمي ركبتك مليح.
17-year-old Sabri is upbeat and positive when we meet him.
بالبداية يعني بس كمان الشيء بيرجع للشاب وللأب، يعني حوات الأب ما مربي ابنه بتلاقيه بيطلع مثله، يعني زي يعني ما اللي احنا بالعادة يعني في عالم بتروح بتعبي مي، وهاي اللي احنا بنروح اللي احنا بنعبيه، يعني الصبحيات من في الساعة 6 بنروح من اللي احنا بنجيب الأغراض.
Sabri doesn't tell us his mother was killed in Syria. His anger comes out on the mat. During a grapple, he breaks his opponent's nose.
معدل وسط يعني كل يوم أربع زباين.
What happened to your salon back home? Do you know? Was it destroyed?
الله أعلم فيه وما بعرف شو صار له. لا ما بحب أعرف.
Despite painful memories of war back home, refugees try to bring a sense of normalcy to their lives, and entrepreneurship thrives. There are 3,000 Syrian-run businesses in the camp. One of them, an ice cream stall. Ali, who doesn't want to talk on camera, is running a bicycle parts shop here. He had a shop back in Syria, but conflict forced him to leave it and his 13 children behind. Replicating his business here brings in some money, keeps him busy, and helps ease thoughts of home.
كانت أسوأ يعني كانت تجيني بسوريا يعني من هون جيت لهون وأنا رحت أتقاتل ما تحسنت بس تحسنت بالنجاح هي اللياقة صارت تتحسني كان هذا يروح هيك وجسمي يجي ورا ظهري تيجي.
Bashir's seizures became more severe with the stress of war, leaving Syria, and his father's absence. His father is stuck in Syria.
مشتاق لأختي هم كانوا يلعبون حديد وخليت تحسن وخلى عندي طاقة من المصارعة من اللعب.
When Bashir doesn't practice, the seizures return. Wrestling is therapeutic and motivational.
بنكمل بأصير بطل آسيا بطل عرب يعني بيكون عندي إرادة بيكون عندي إرادة تحقق الهدف اللي بدك إياه هي الإرادة.
اما بس الايدين مفتوحه بس ارجع لورا انا حصرت. فتخيل انت يعني انا فوتت سؤال بسؤال فانا بالاخير لاجئ يعني وبحاجه دعم نفسي. فدعم النفسي بيصير من خلال الاطفال يعني بسمتهم وضحكتهم بالنسبه لي هي عن جد الدعم النفسي. فتخيل يعني بحب يقلدك بكل شيء فبصير حتى هو يعني بالشارع بيلحقوني احيانا بصيروا بدهم يعرفوا شلون طبيعه حياتي شلون بتكلم حتى مستوى المشي احيانا تلاقيني ماشي بالشارع بصيروا يعملوا لي انه بيحاول يقلدك بكل شيء فبدك تكون انت هون حذر باي تصرف بتتصرفه قدامك.
Alkrad recently secured a visa to Canada for himself, his wife, and baby. He delayed his departure by several months, knowing it will be a devastating blow for his trainees. But when he goes, he wants to leave them life lessons that can't be stripped away. Stand tall, be proud, and uphold the morals of wrestling. Be kind to others. Of the hundreds of thousands of Syrians who fled war for the safety of Jordan, thousands just narrowly escaped with their lives. These are the victims of bombings and bullets who sometimes require drastic medical attention. When we come back, we meet the casualties, the physicians and first response teams treating them, and those people who can't be saved. Imagine losing your home, your loved ones, and running for your life as airstrikes and artillery pound around you. That's the all too common reality for many of the 630,000 refugees living in Jordan. Thousands of those shoulder the added burden of mental and physical debilitation. Teams of physicians and first response units are working to rehabilitate them, but as we discover, not everyone will make it. The war wounded. Caught in crossfire and bombing campaigns, sniped by bullets, trapped beneath the rubble of their bombed-out homes. They made it out of Syria alive and ended up here, some after as many as a dozen surgeries. The Médecins Sans Frontières rehab clinic at Zaatari camp is the final stop before discharge to Jordan or the refugee camp. There are 40 beds. All are taken, and there's a waiting list. Medical teams treat a broad range of conditions: amputations, abdominal injuries, head trauma, and spinal damage. On the psychological front, there is anxiety, sadness, post-traumatic stress, suicidal ideation, and a sense of isolation.
Treatment is comprised of a three-pronged approach. Physicians attend to the injury. Teams of social workers and psychologists address psychological needs, and physical therapists literally get them back up on their feet.
The only thing Fouad remembers of the night he was sniped in both legs was falling to the ground and screaming in pain.
Oh yeah. No.
He was raced to the border, moved into Jordan, and taken to a hospital where physicians predicted he would never walk again. 6 months and 4 surgeries later, he is here at the clinic, enduring end-stage physical therapy in what the patients jokingly refer to as the torture chamber.
When he came, he cannot rolling in the bed, and he cannot transfer, and he cannot do activity daily living.
Fouad screamed his way through the pain. There is hope he will be able to walk, and if all goes according to his plan.
The war's not over there. It doesn't look like it's going to end for a while. Look at everything you've been through. Why?
عادي شو فيها الواحد بلده ممكن الواحد يتخلى عن أصله يعني صعبة.
لأن خلال الجلاء لا يجوز استلمت بانتظار ملحوظ لكن استلمته.
طلعنا اليوم 25 حالة من الساعة 8 ولغاية الساعة اللي احنا فيها. طلعنا 25 حالة. معظم الحالات اللي طلعناها حالات مرضية، وطلعنا 4 حالات ولادة منها.
احنا طريق والله
سخونة والله من امبارح وسعلة.
زقت شو اشتراي وزقت شو اسمك؟ بس راسك؟ ارفع ايدك، ارفع ايدك. 37 ونص.
The civil defense here act as backup for police who get involved in altercations between neighbors, domestic violence disputes, but most of the time this is what they are dealing with, people who are very ill and need immediate treatment.
On average, 30 emergency calls come in from Zaatari camp every day.
الشكوى اللي قدمتها بخصوص اسلاك الكهرباء.
احنا الان تبلغنا انه في حاله عندنا تصارف في دقات القلب، وطالعين على القطاع العاشر طبعا داخل المخيم. لما بنوصل هناك راح نشوف شو طبيعه الحاله وشو بنقدر نقدم لهم مساعده، واذا كانت الحاله بتستوجب نقل المستشفى راح ننقلها. احنا وصلنا لعند الحالة. سلامات عمي، سلامات. الحمد لله على السلامة. مد رجلي، اعطيني الاكسجين. مد عمير، مد رجليك. سلامتك. سلامتك. ريح لي حالك، اعطيني الاكسجين. ان شاء الله امورك تمام، الاكسجين عندك كويس.
هو الأكسجين راح يريحك. تتمدد.
سلام. شو معه هو؟
كانسر
قد ايه صار له؟
جلاند.
صار له 7 شهور.
7 شهور؟
ولا شاف العلاج بالمركز.
ليش؟ على مهلك، على مهلك.
Riyad was diagnosed with stage 3 lymphatic cancer 7 months ago. Tumors have spread throughout his body.
رجعت لهون على مشفى العون، قالوا لي ما فينا نغطي هاي التكاليف كلها، بنغطي من 700 ل 800 دينار.
Fatima's brother Riyad stepped in as father to her children when her husband was killed in Syria. She is terrified he will die. The UNHCR and Jordanian hospitals won't absorb the cost of Riyad's treatment. Even if they did, doctors say chemotherapy would be ineffective at this stage. They predict he has a few months to live.
We make extremely difficult choices. We are not even satisfied with the choices we make.
Inshallah.
But with the little funds that we have, we basically make a no choice. So the lines, they're not blurry, they're painful because you have to choose, not because you want to, not because you think that's the right choice. It's simply because of lack of resources.
The hallmarks of permanence, like caravans, plumbing, and electricity, may be going up around Zaatari camp's refugees, but it's the news back home in Syria that they're glued to around the clock. For them, this reality is temporary. They are counting on an end to the war in Syria and looking forward to the day, even if it's years away, that they can return home. That's all for this edition of Assignment Asia. You can watch this and all our stories on our website, www.assignment-asia.com. You can also share your thoughts or suggest ideas for future shows by contacting us on social media. I'm Stephanie Freed. Thank you for watching and join us again on Assignment Asia.